So I made a shorts video talking about how AI is slowly beginning to replace human intelligence and people's will to think for themselves. And it's really actually terrifying because we absolutely can't afford to not be vigilant right now because there's no telling what the future holds. If society actually allows tech to dumb us down, I'm just imagining every sci-fi film and every portrayal of cyberpunk hell that I've ever seen. But in all seriousness, they're really moving so aggressively and so fast with this rollout of AI. And the energy costs of these AI data centers that no one asked for is just being pushed off onto the American people for us to pay. So, my question is, are we really just going to sit back and let it happen? Has the situation gotten so desperate that there really are people out here who are willing to accept a couple dollars to help these elites construct these data centers? These data centers that are using up our freshwater supply, polluting the atmosphere, and ultimately destroying our natural environment, all in the name of this supposed pursuit to win the great AI race. And I say supposed because I'm really not so convinced that that's really what's driving all this. I can't really tell you what the end game is, but I can say that it looks like they have a plan and they're executing it well and they're moving fast. And it just feels like they've done a scary good job at conditioning the general public because it unfortunately does appear that a lot of people are too divided and conquered to organize, or they're too afraid to take action, or just too dumbed down to even truly care. They have people so caught up in this left versus right, men versus women, black versus white, boomers against Gen Z. Families are so separated, people can't even make marriages last nowadays. And these poor Gen Alpha kids are in school telling their teachers that they wish their parents would just put their phones down and talk to them at home. It really is these darn phones. This tech is going to be humans' demise. And it's really not funny anymore. It's actually very alarming. People screamed for months, release the Epstein files, release the Epstein files. Well, they finally got released, and what did we do with the information that was presented to us? What are we going to do about it? Israel has forced us into a war. The gas prices are now out of control. The cost of living has been out of control. And all our tax dollars are funding Israel. Millions of layoffs this year alone. And are American people really so conditioned that we're going to do nothing about any of this? And all these quote unquote finance bros are online like, we just need to adapt, guys. AI is the future, and you just need to adapt so you don't get left behind. And I get it because this is all so new and moving so fast that I think people haven't even had time to fully process how to respond to all of this. But it's like when you really grasp what's unfolding, it is really bad. And it's like, how important is money if there literally might not even be a future to look forward to? Like, these data centers are literally using millions of gallons of our fresh water supply. They're polluting our air quality. So it's like, is AI really the future, or is it actually just the end? And people tend to have this pessimistic outlook toward new technology until we eventually succumb to it and everyone normalizes it. Like, as someone who grew up during the dawn of social media, I remember we were extremely skeptical about putting our full government names on the internet, for instance. I'm sure that's actually why usernames were even a thing. We were really hesitant to put pictures of ourselves online. There was this just overall healthy skepticism about the internet and protecting our privacy and our information. But obviously, fast forward to about 2 decades later, and we've completely thrown all of that to the wayside. And that's what I mean by this slow conditioning that's been done to us over the years. And we just keep willingly choosing to succumb to it. And when you take a step back and really examine the situation, it is really bad. Like, these young children now don't even know a world without technology. These babies are all addicted to tablets. They're struggling academically. They can't read. They can't write. And the parents are probably mostly just too busy trying to keep up with this ridiculous cost of living to even really care. It's sad. It truly just seems like they've been grooming and prepping us for something, and they're not letting us in on what the end game is, but it feels like it's near, and it feels quite dark.